Hey everyone. So some huge news came out for Rivian stock investors that I think they will be happy about. If you're a Rivian stock investor, you're definitely going to be happy about this news. In this video, I'll cover that and what it will mean for Rivian stock investors. So stay tuned and let's start this brief video update. So the big news that came out on July 3rd was the production and delivery figures for the company that is so vital for its valuation. The company produced 13,992 vehicles for the second quarter, and it delivered 12,640 vehicles during the same period. Now, both of these numbers are excellent. Number one, the production number is a big increase from the same quarter last year and a big increase from the previous quarter. But also the delivery number suggests that the company is selling the cars that it's producing, which is even more important, right? There is no point in producing cars that customers are not buying. You're going to be stuck with that inventory. You're going to need to discount that inventory, and you're going to take losses in order to get rid of that. So, excellent news here, and it puts the company on track to meet the target that it gave investors, which is 50,000 annual production for the year. Because this is important now. And I'll tell you why. Because in the first quarter, after looking at the company's numbers in the first quarter, investors began to doubt whether Rivian would hit the yearly target and whether it would be another EV company lowering targets, which investors have gotten so used to, right? So many EV companies give you these ambitious targets and then end up reducing them, taking them back, extending the deadlines, which investors have gotten so used to. So it was refreshing to see Rivian hit the pace or stay on pace to hit a target that it laid out at towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year. Because let me show you the first quarter numbers. In the first quarter, the company produced 9,395 cars and delivered only 7,946. So if we multiplied this by 4, you would get to around 37,600 cars, which is below the 50,000 pace. To make matters worse, it delivered only 7,946, which gave investors a bit of worry since, hey, you produced 9,395, which is below target to begin with. And secondly, you didn't even sell very many of them. You still had over 1,000 units left over. So that started to raise doubts whether or not Rivian would hit this annual target. So when in the second quarter they raised this to 13,992 production and 12,640 delivery, that really put the company back on pace, right? So now if we add these up, so 12,640 delivered plus 7,940, so that takes us to about 20,000 delivered so far in the first half of the year, which if you multiply by 2 would still only get you to 40,000 for deliveries. For production, you have 14,000 in Q2 plus 9,400 here, so we have about 24,000 multiplied by 2 would get you closer to 48,000, slightly behind pace for the year. But if we take account for the fact that the company accelerated production, and if it can continue accelerating moderately over Q3 and Q4, then the company is on pace to hit these targets, and you can believe when they say that we're going to hit that 50,000 production target for the year, because they went from Q1, which was lower, Q2 is higher in terms of production and delivery. Reasonable to expect that Q3 and Q4 will be higher than that, and that's what management has been saying. So now this builds some credibility for management to hit the target. And it's no surprise that after this news came out, Rivian's stock price was up nearly 17% on the day, 16.93% increase in Rivian's stock price following this news. So that increase certainly justified because it reduced a lot of the worries investors had about Rivian hitting that target for the year. So by eliminating those worries, those concerns, you lower risk. And I always say on my channel, when you decrease risk, you increase valuation. Investors are always willing to pay more for a stock, all else equal, if it comes with lower risk. And that's one of the things Rivian did with these numbers here, is they lowered the risk. They lowered the risk of having to lower their target for the year. So great news for Rivian stock investors today. But that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.